Hey everybody, Eric Foxman, Balanced Personal Training. Just wanted to take a few minutes with you today and answer some frequently asked questions that I get from new or prospective clients. And so without further ado, here we go. Question number one is, how long until I see results? And my answer to that is, it really depends. It depends on what you mean by results. Does it mean you're coming back from an injury or a surgery? Does it mean you're looking to lose 30 pounds? Does it mean that you're looking to lift a certain amount of weight? It kind of depends. It could be lowering cholesterol. It could be a combination of all of those things. So how long it takes for you to accomplish that goal really depends, and it's a very hard thing to answer. I can tell you that there are definitely some immediate results that my clients over the last 26 years have noticed. And one of the first things is just an increase in energy. People are feeling better. They are, able to put more energy into their workout. And then after they work out, they have more energy throughout the day. People sleep better. They notice that their mobility is better, flexibility. There's a decrease in pain. That's probably one of the first things that I hear. As a matter of fact, a client of mine who had complained about some knee and shoulder pain, and that is pretty much all gone just because we're lubricating the joints and moving around. So to answer that question, how long till I see results? Again, it depends on what those results are and how we define that. So question number two, what type of exercises should I do? Or what type of exercises do I teach? And again, it depends on what my clients are interested in doing based on their goals. If I have a client who is a volleyball player or a basketball player and their goal is to improve their jumping ability, well, then I might have them do some plyometric or ballistic movements. But would I do that with my 82-year-old client who had knee surgery? Absolutely not. No way. That is not something that's on the list. One, she can't do it. So I train people based on their abilities and also what they're comfortable doing. What are their interests? Some people go, gosh, I never thought I would be into boxing. And then we did some focus mitt boxing, or they were hitting the speed bag. And, you can really get a good workout if we add that in to some of their current exercises. So it depends. I love saying it depends, but it really, really depends on what you like to do. And very often I like to make it a combination of things. So you might be doing weight training 2, 3 times a week, but then you might be gardening or swimming or biking or any number of things. So that's the answer for number two, is about the types of exercises. Another question I get asked is, should I be sore? Well, again, it depends on what soreness means to you and the type of soreness that you're experiencing. Delayed muscle soreness is pretty common. As you become more experienced with working out, you may notice that soreness going down, but it depends on the variety of movements that you do. If you're doing leg presses and squats, and then you build in some lunges one day just with body weight, you might be really sore because it's a different movement, even though it's very much the same. But back to the types of soreness, people, is it muscle soreness? Are they experiencing extra fatigue or cramps? Is it in the joints? Because sometimes people will say something is sore when it might actually be an injury. So we need to kind of define what that means. But no, I don't use soreness as an indicator for having a good workout, and I don't think you necessarily need to be sore to prove to yourself that you worked out, because you want to use resistance training and flexibility training and cardio as a way to assist you in other activities you do during your day and in your life. So the last thing I would want is for a client of mine to be so out of commission sore that they couldn't get out and be in their garden. So that's number 3. Number 4 is should I do high intensity training? Well, again, depends. That's 4 times. 4 times depends. It depends on what you think or what high intensity training means to you. And I have found that people define it across the board, what they think high intensity training means. Should you do it? Well, if you have high blood pressure, I would not have you do high intensity training. We got to figure out ways to probably help you lose weight and reduce your blood pressure without skyrocketing it in a 20-minute super high intense workout. So high intensity for that person may not be a good thing. When I was at my peak of heavy lifting, I remember working out with a roommate in college, and we trained so hard that I could not walk back up the stairs to the parking ramp where our car was parked. I mean, we were laughing and almost crying because it was funny, but we were so sore immediately, just total fatigue because we had such a high intensity workout. We got to the car, drove back home, ate, and I fell asleep on the couch. So, do you want to train to that level? My oldest brother one time cracked a molar doing a barbell bench press because he was gritting his teeth and he was putting out so much intensity. I remember on an inverted leg press machine, stacking up over 1,000 pounds on the machine, doing it, and then trying to stand up and getting totally lightheaded to the point of just about passing out, and I collapsed back onto the seat. So do you want to do that? It's not necessary. It makes for ridiculous stories when you get older. So high intensity training, I would say, depends on how you define it, because I have clients who, I'll say on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard was that exercise or that set? And they might say, oh, wow, that was an 8 for me. When I'm looking at it, and I might say, wow, that looked pretty easy for them, but it's not based on me. It's based on how they feel, and their feelings will probably change and adjust over time. So they're getting stronger, but at the same time, how they feel about working hard will change as well. Number 5 is a nutrition question. And that question is, should I be having more protein in my diet? Should I be eating more protein? Drum roll, please. The answer is it depends. It depends on what your goal is. For most people, it's losing weight, maintaining and putting on muscle mass. Well, you may not need to do anything different than what you're doing right now if you are already headed in that direction where you notice you're getting stronger and you're already losing weight. I mean, if you are, then why make any changes? And I think that's just, like, oh, there's this protein bar and it's got 25 grams of protein. Should I have it? I don't know. Do you like protein bars? I mean, what do you think you're going to get out of it? I mean, I think we live in this kind of texting microwave immediate time where we are trying to put in as little effort as possible and trying to get the most out of it. And I don't think you need to make major modifications in your diet unless you're significantly overweight. You might be diabetic. So if you're there, there's probably some significant changes. But if we're looking at increasing strength, dropping 20 or 30 pounds, that's more subtle tweaking. And the 2 things I would focus on with your nutrition, and this would be forever, would be 1, I would be drinking more water. When I have clients food journal for me, usually they're pretty good at when they eat and what they eat, but it's the beverages that get missed. I have a client right now, she's drinking over a gallon of water a day. and she has never felt better. Um, Her mobility is better. Her joints have less pain. Her energy is better. Her clothes are loosening up on her. So it's everything is better. So more water you drink, and chances are you're probably dehydrated. You have too much coffee or what have you. So just have some water. The second thing is increasing your vegetation intake. I guarantee you, you don't eat as much vegetables as you think you do. When was the last time you had asparagus or you had Brussels sprouts or cauliflower? How often do you eat salads? Your beans, I put in there as well. So that's super important. Those would be two things I would focus in on more than, oh, your protein and trying to say which, I need to be having, a pound of chicken a day for the point of what? So, anyways, those are answers to some frequently asked questions. I hope that helps, and I'll talk to you guys later.